another exciting video. First of all, I would like to start off by saying that this is not financial advice. The purpose of this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All right, with that out the way, let's talk about a less popular EV, Polestar. Now, there are a lot of EVs that's popping up, and these EVs are popping up. Some of them may be looked at it that they would never come to market, meaning that the EV companies would never deliver these cars. Now, I have done a lot of videos on Lucid. I have done some videos on Lordstown Motors, who have just received a $230 million investment from Foxconn. But let's talk about Polestar, the IPO evaluation. Gores Guggenheim is the latest SPAC, and that's Polestar. The special purpose acquisition company stock to start reviving its carbon-free engine. The blank check company completed its initial public offering in March and announced its reverse merger with electric vehicle maker Polestar in September. Ggpi shares are non-trading at a roughly 7% premium to trust value. With shares of Tesla and Lucid up an astronomical 35% and 66% respectively since October, investors are clearly looking to capitalize on the next big electric vehicle related thing. Right, so there are going to be other EVs outside of Tesla and Lucid, but those two cars have the money, the investments in those cars have doubled for most. For some people got in it less, have more than doubled, and I'm talking about Lucid. With Lordstown Motors, with that acquisition, with the investment from Foxconn, they're looking to get back to their 31-week high, which is $31. Right now they are trading, if you want to buy in today, it's like $5.74. For its part, Polestar brings a combination of good-looking and shipping cars and established automaker backers. The company also brings celebrity cash, with Oscar winner Leonardo Dicaprio a key spokesperson. Like Leo's own noteworthy film Titanic, Polestar embodies the best of technology, promising a carbon-free future. And with Polestar expected to come to market at a discounted valuation relative to its EV competitors, now's the time to do your due diligence on Ggpi stock. Here's a closer look. Ggpi stock, an EV maker with Titanic aspirations. Volvo Cars, which just went public on October 29th, founded Polestar in 2017. Now, before we talk solely about Ggpi stock, I should say Volvo Cars isn't the same as Volvo AB. Volvo sold its car-making division to Ford in 1999. Ford sold the business to Chinese automotive group Zhaoxing Geely Holding in 2010. Volvo Cars owns roughly 50% of Polestar. In addition to Volvo, as I mentioned earlier, Polestar has named brand maker, actor, environmental activist Leonardo DiCaprio. Although that actor hasn't publicly disclosed the size of his stake, it is debatable whether the Wolf of Wall Street knows much about electric vehicles or growth stocks. But I can say this, I bet you he have enough stock in Polestar to be that, spokesperson. When you become that spokesperson, you probably have some kind of ownership, and EV is in the future is going to make people a lot of money. Polestar is effectively a spinoff of an established global car maker, Volvo. So while technically a startup, the company is able to leverage its parents' already established factories, partners, and distribution channels. Meanwhile, Polestar competitors, Lucid, Rivian Automotive, and Faraday Future literally started from scratch. Now, Faraday Future, let's talk about that before I go further. Remember, Faraday Future was the car company that the 6 billionaire once owned. And like Faraday, the car never came to light. Now, that goes back to why people are always skeptical when it comes down to a new car, because Faraday had the gentleman was worth 6 billion. He went bankrupt and the company went bankrupt. Now, if Faraday is coming back to market, I need to do an article on that. Lucid and Rivian are only a few weeks into customer deliveries and full-scale manufacturing. Faraday expects to start shipping in the summer of 2022. All right, so that's good news for Faraday. In contrast, Polestar has begun operating in 14 markets. Already has 2 cars on roads in Europe, North America, and Asia. Polestar 1, a hybrid coupe, and Polestar 2, an all-electric premium sedan that targets the Tesla Model 3. The EV maker plans to use its 1.05 billion in SPAC merger proceeds to launch 3 new models by 2024 and delivery 290,000 cars by 2025. You may be the type of investor who questions the steep pre-revenue valuations that characterize most EV stocks. If so, you'll enjoy Polestar's revenue generating status. The company, which generated $636 million in sales last year, expects to generate $1.6 billion this year. Polestar sees revenue growing at a compounded annual growth rate of 83% to $17.8 billion in fiscal 2025, generating roughly 9% margin on earnings before interest and taxes. Before I read further, I would like to say, do not invest in any stock that you can't afford it to lose. No, nobody don't want to be an investor and lose, but that's how it goes. A lot of these companies, they pitch their company, they go public so we the people can fund them. And yes, you become part owner when you do that, but at the same time, you got to sit back and see if these companies are worth the investment. EV startups, Rivian and Lucid have targeted specific niches, SUVs and luxury vehicles, while Polestar is more an everyman's vehicle. The single motor Polestar 2 MSRP starts at $38,400 after tax credits. A dual motor Polestar 2 starts at $42,400 after tax credits. In contrast, a Lucid Air Dream starts at $77,400, and Rivian's R1T electric pickup starts at around $67,500. The automaker's designs are also getting attention. Check out the Polestar 1 Special Edition. Only 25 or more made for the Chinese market in distinctive matte gold finish. In June, the company announced the Polestar 3 SUV, a 2-row crossover with a sloping roofline, will be built in Volvo's U.S. assembly plant near Charleston, South Carolina. The same plant built in Volvo S60 and the next gen XC9, with shipments expected next year. All right, so let's read just a little bit from this article. Gores Guggenheim, the SPAC that is taking electric car maker Polestar public, jumped 16% after the company filed its preliminary proxy last night on a general excitement for electric vehicles. Polestar, the global electric performance car, signed an agreement in late September to publicly list it through combination of Gores Guggenheim valuing the company at $20 billion. At the time, well-known SPAC investor Alec Gores, one of the backers of Ggpi, said the SPAC deal represented a great entry point into Polestar because Ggpi was conservative in its valuation. The move in Ggpi also comes as Rivian Automotive rose again today following its IPO earlier this week and has now gained 65% since its IPO. Rival electric car maker Lucid Group, which also went public through a SPAC, has risen about 83% since its despacing in late July. Lucid Group now sports a market cap of more than $65 billion. So, let me know, how do you feel about all these EVs? Do you think that this is the way to go, or do you think that we should pull back and study the market? We just discussed Leonardo Dicaprio is a spokesman. Their parent company is Volvo. So do you think that this is a company worth investing in? Do you think that you should at least put 1,000 in, 100 in? Some would say being in the game is having some money invested. Do you want to be part owner of this company by investing? So without further ado, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as we'll be coming to you with more videos just like this in the future. And once again, we will see you next time.